What's up, y'all? Hey, listen, I know you're jealous. I know that you're upset because you see who's sitting next to me. Listen, God is good. God is amazing, man. My grandmother said, man, if you pray every day, something amazing will happen to you. And she is right, because I have the phenomenal Miss Juliette Muller sitting next to me. And guess what? You mad. Yes, you mad. But it's all good, because we are here to learn more about this phenomenal queen here. She is the CEO of Columbia Fashion Week, okay? Yes. You guys might see me, you know what I'm saying, walking down the runway with my Nike shirt on, you know what I'm saying, one day. You never know. But we're not talking about me on this day. We're talking about this phenomenal queen here. Let's give her one huge standing ovation, round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Hi,
yes.
everyone. Hi.
You doing all right?
I'm doing great.
Listen,
Thanks for having me.
Listen, we prayed for this day, okay? Me and my guy Ty, man, we have so many conversations when we talk about people who are doing phenomenal things in the Columbia, South Carolina community. And your name is at the top of the list for all that you do, okay?
Thank you.
And we are so happy for you to actually join the Community Vibe podcast today, where we give flowers to people who are doing amazing things in the community, especially in the Columbia, South Carolina community. Okay, so first of all, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's Monday, right?
It's Monday.
It's Monday, so I'm doing great.
Okay.
Got a good week
You busy
ahead.
though? You busy?
I'm busy. I'm busy, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this week. Got a few things to do, but I'm glad to be here today.
Okay, so we know that we have been granted permission to call her Jules. Okay, so don't listen. So don't hate. Y'all can't call her Jules. We can call her Jules today.
Just in these seats.
And
Jules.
she's going to be dropping some jewels today. So let's just start with the basics, right?
Okay.
Now, you're from a place that I love, near and dear to my heart, right? Mm-hmm. St. Matthews, South Carolina, right?
Yes.
CC, Calhoun County Saints, man, stand up. CC, stand up, man, Calhoun County. Yes, man. Listen, man, shout out to the Tuck Project, Calhoun County Saints too, man. Big ups to you. So, you're from a small community, right?
Yes.
With a big heart.
Yes.
Let's talk about what that community did for you.
Oh, goodness. I talk about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
St. Matthews is such a small town, but we have our hidden gems.
You do.
So many individuals come out of St. Matthews with a passion to just make something better.
Right.
Because coming from a small town, we lack so many resources,
right.
But it was always about community.
Big time.
And you always
and everybody know each other.
Exactly.
Right.
Everybody knew each other. And you dreamt big, but you didn't have access to those resources to kind of make anything really happen.
Right.
If it wasn't sports,
right.
St. Matthews didn't have really much to offer.
Right.
And so the moment I was able to go off to college, I always carried St. Matthews with me.
Had to.
Always carried it with me because I'm a country girl at heart.
Yeah.
And I know what it means to be cultured,
right.
to be exposed to just different opportunities.
Right.
And so every project that I place myself in, or I try to create for others, I keep that in mind.
Good.
What don't people have access to?
That's good.
How can I fill that gap or bridge the gap?
That's good.
And so I owe it to St. Matthews, because without it, I wouldn't know what not having looks like to be able to create what people need. So, yeah.
Humble, what they call humble beginnings, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
But now, so that humble beginning took you to Winthrop University, right?
Yes.
Winthrop. So let's talk about that young 17, 16-year-old young lady going to Rockett, South Carolina, going to Winthrop University. What was that transition like for you?
It wasn't bad. We were the largest incoming African American class at Winthrop.
Wow.
And so it kind of just felt like high school all over again, building your community.
Yeah.
It was an easy transition, but because my family is also from New York as well. So I kind of know what it's like to just kind of be placed in these bigger environments and just being able to thrive. I was very social as a child. And so it was easy for me to be placed into a bigger setting and be able to just adapt. But it allowed me to just dream bigger and want more. And how can I use who I was as a child, or just my humble beginnings? How can I bring that little girl into a bigger setting and make an impact? And so I started making those impacts in college. I did.
Okay. So I know that we talk about just, because, most people when they come to college or when they go to college, they tend to find their identity, right? So let's talk about fashion real quick, right? So were you in college when you realized that fashion was going to be your thing?
Not professionally.
Okay, gotcha.
I always loved fashion as an individual. It was my way of standing out. My friends probably would laugh if they had to think back when I wore my first set of heels. I have to take that back to high school.
Wow.
I remember my mom, we went to New York and we did all around school shopping because you had to get all your clothes from up north, right? And I came back and I had some knee-high boots and my leather get-up, and I wore it to school, 10th grade, and everybody's like, really? Like, why is, And so I knew I was into fashion early on, but not professionally. Went to college and I was dressed in that business casual almost every day going to class. While my friends and peers
dressing like the future you want.
Now I look back and I'm just like, I know y'all see the memes, like we were going we were going out to clubs in business casual attire.
Oh my goodness.
That was me. That was me. But no, I had no idea that I wanted to be in fashion. I was a business person. I minored in dance. Fashion was not on my radar from a professional standpoint.
Wow. Okay. So I think like with me, like you kind of gradually grow into the person you're going to be, right? But you take some bumps, right? And you learn some things, you grow, you fail, you know what I mean? And you learn your lessons from that. And so at one point, when you left Winthrop University, and you got out into the world, and like, were you just one of those queens who was like, listen, where do I go with these ideas? Because you knew you can dress, right? But did you consider yourself to be different versus everybody else? Because some people are really trendy, right? They follow trends. And some people really stand out. Like my guy Ty, right? He can stand out. Like, you know what I mean? Ty can dress, right? And he can stand out. Some men like myself, bigger men, we gotta be trendy because a lot of those little clothes, you know what I mean, don't fit us, right? So I just gotta buy what I can buy, right? But queens like yourself, right? Sometimes when you're in the South, right? Some people's minds are very small, right? You see what I'm saying? So when did you realize, like, hey, you know what? No matter how they're going to perceive it, here's what I'm going to do with my style.
I was never a trendy person.
Good.
I wear whatever my mood is at the time.
I got you.
I don't have one particular style.
Got you.
I wear what makes me feel good.
Okay.
I wear what puts me in a good mood that day.
Got you.
Or my mood dictate what I'm wearing.
Right.
I never cared about anyone else's perception of what I wore.
Got you.
And I encourage it. Because once you get out of that mindset and you wear what makes you feel good, you're ahead of the game.
No. Excellent, excellent. So, 2016,
Okay.
you made a decision
Yes.
to volunteer for Columbia Fashion Week. What was that like for you? And why did you decide to volunteer?
Honestly, I came on as an inspiring wardrobe stylist.
Okay.
I constantly was being asked
Okay.
to help someone with their wardrobe choices, and it wasn't. I just like getting myself together.
I got you.
You know, I love fashion.
Yeah.
I love being able to curate it for myself. But the more I was asked, the more I sought after what was there a platform that kind of pushed that narrative.
Right.
And considering Columbia Fashion Week was around since 2011,
Oh wow.
I had been in Columbia for 9 years by now and
Right.
hadn't heard of it
Hadn't
yet.
heard of it,
And
right.
somehow, somewhere, it crossed my timeline, and I decided to
Change your life.
There you go. I decided to dip my foot in the pond,
Right,
and
right.
haven't turned around since.
Well. Listen. From what I see, that wasn't a bad dip. that wasn't a bad dip. So, going through that process, right? And you know what I'm saying? You're kind of volunteering, you're meeting people, you're networking, you're kind of building your own brand per se, right? And people are somewhat looking at you like, hey, she may be, she may have something here, right? And you was presented with an opportunity.
Yes.
Let's talk about the opportunity that you was presented with.
So after volunteering in 2016, I was on and off volunteering for a few years.
Right.
The previous owner back in 2019 just
Yeah.
kind of decided that she was no longer gonna do Columbia Fashion Week, and
Right.
she was gonna move.
Okay.
And over those years of volunteering, I saw the potential of Columbia Fashion Week.
Wow.
I knew that it could be much more. I knew
Right.
that it could make even a bigger impact here in Columbia. And so I had to sit down with her, and I'm just like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Like, before you make any decision
Right.
to just dissolve Columbia Fashion Week,
Let's
I would
talk.
like to consider
Yes.
taking over.
Yeah.
And she was on board. She was on board, and 2020, COVID hit, but I had the opportunity to take over Columbia Fashion Week, reimagine it to be like what I knew it could be. I knew that it needed to be more than just a week, because back then it was just 1 week out the year.
Okay.
But I knew that it needed to be something you saw, something that impacted the community, something that offered resources and opportunities for creatives throughout the year. And so I reimagined it in 2020, built a new team, kind of mapped out what was Columbia Fashion Week going to look like in Columbia. And my first production year was 2021. And
Okay.
since then, we have added so many different platforms
Yes.
to be a part of Columbia Fashion Week. We have become such a big resource for creatives, and it's continuing to grow. And we have added so many different
Yeah.
aspects to it that it looks completely different.
Listen, yes, it does, because there are so many people who I meet who, like you mentioned years ago, had no idea what Columbia Fashion Week was. The moment you took it over, now everybody knows what it is, and people want to participate. And it's not just, because just being honest with you, for years, but I thought that it was something that we didn't really, participate in. And when you took over, everybody felt like just more welcome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like one of those things where, it's not just brown, it's white. You know what I mean? Different cultures. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Everybody feels more involved, more welcome, and you have more events, like you said. And so that's kudos to you, and your vision. But was that your vision to just to broaden the brand, basically?
Yes. Believe it or not, I am living in my dreams at this moment.
Wow.
Everything that, and we're so far from done, but everything that you see Columbia Fashion Week, where you see Columbia Fashion Week today is exactly to the T where I want what I wanted for it back in 2020.
Wow.
We wanted a magazine. We have a magazine.
Okay.
We wanted a platform where models and designers and fashion photographers and makeup artists and wardrobe stylists, because I was one of them, had a space where they could create and their talents could be showcased.
Right.
And there's not one creative now where they cannot join Columbia Fashion Week and have a special place for them.
Okay.
So yeah, it's exactly where I wanted it to be, and we still have quite a few things to check off our list before I say, you know what, this is our stopping point.
Right.
There's still a few growing areas that I would like to grow.
Keep climbing.
Yes.
Keep climbing, please.
So it's a little scary, but
listen, your dreams are supposed to scare you. I promise you, your dreams are supposed to scare you, but your proof is literally in the pudding. Like, you're doing just phenomenal work.
Thank
and
you.
You have a phenomenal team.
Yes.
That you don't mind showing everybody who's helping you. Right. Talk about your team.
Oh my goodness, where to begin? So let's start with one person today is still on my team when we started volunteering together.
Wow.
And her name is Alicia Bowie. She's our model coordinator. And she and I started as wardrobe stylists together.
Wow, started from the bottom.
Yes. We have stories, that is for another day, but who we were in 2016 and just to look back on that time now, it's amazing.
Do y'all talk about that?
Yes, every chance we get. All I would say is we were the runts, and we felt like we were walking across the Brooklyn Bridge to go get a cheesecake. Yes, that was us. But my team, she has been with me since 2016. We've been together, so it's amazing to have her. I have my Chief Marketing Officer, Terrance. He has been so instrumental in helping rebrand Columbia Fashion Week and being able to just tell our story. Everything that you see, he has been a very important part in making sure we roll out the way we do. And then we recently brought on our Chief Fashion Officer, Bella Gong. She's running our fashion department right now in regards to what fashion is supposed to look like on our platform. We have our beauty director, Tora, who makes sure that our partnership with Paul Mitchell, the School of Columbia, making sure that we have that partnership and that we are continuing to have a beauty sponsor to help our models look the best. And then we have a lot of volunteers. I have an events coordinator who is absolutely amazing, she has been with me since 2022. And she is like the mother of the team. She makes sure that not only our events have what it needs to be executed, but that we are operating like with everything that we need in-house. And then we just have a lot of volunteers.
That's good.
We have a lot of volunteers who are equally passionate about Fashion Week and about what it's doing for Columbia.
That's good.
Without a solid team behind you, believe me, it is not an easy feat. So I definitely appreciate them to the max.
That's good. Well, standing ovation, man, to the team.
The
team, because we can't do it by ourselves.
No.
And you will learn the hard way, I promise you. You need a team behind you, man. And you need a strong team behind you, too.
Yes.
Real quick, what I want to ask you real quick is just, how has social media changed the whole fashion world when it comes to, just the whole styles and just how people look at fashion these days?
Fashion is already subjective.
Right.
And so social media allows that extra exposure to
Right.
be able to tell your own story of what
Right.
fashion is supposed to be.
Right.
And so Columbia Fashion Week, we're able to kind of carve out our own space
Good.
online to be able to say, you know what, this is fashion through our perspective, through
Gotcha.
our lens. But we also get to tell that story through not just us personally, but
Right.
any designer that comes on our platform, any fashion photographer that comes on our platform, every creative gets to, you know, carve out their own space
That's dope.
on our platform
That's
so
dope.
that we can tell their story.
That's dope.
So social media, it's a gift and it's a curse
Most definitely.
because
Most definitely.
we get to take part of telling the
Right.
story and our own story.
Right.
But you know, we also know what comes with social media.
comes, yeah.
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 But no,
It's a lot.
social media, it has helped build our platform ever since day one.
Okay.
And it's just continued to grow. So right now, our followership is amazing. Our engagement on our platform has grown tremendously. So social media has definitely played a big part in making sure that Columbia Fashion Week continues to grow.
So that's a perfect segue to my next question. So
Okay.
if people want to actually follow you on social media or follow Fashion Week
Yes.
on social media, how would they do that?
So you can find us on Instagram at Cola Fashion Week.
Okay.
We also now have a nonprofit.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yes, so it's called the Cola FW Alliance. So
Okay.
it's Cola FW _Alliance.
Okay.
And that's just a nonprofit arm of Columbia Fashion Week. So with the Cola FW Alliance, we're building, creating resources and workshops and grants and funding to help emerging creatives here in Columbia
Okay.
and surrounding areas.
Okay.
And so we're super excited about that. And then we have a lot of our own other, like kind of sister pages
Right.
for our other platforms, like the Front Row Experience.
Okay.
So that's the Front Row EXP on Instagram.
Okay.
But you can also find us on Facebook at Columbia Fashion Week.
Okay.
And you can visit our website at www.columbiafashionweek.com.
Okay, okay. And if someone or let's say some young student or someone wants to actually volunteer, how would they go about that?
So we actually have volunteer applications on our website.
Okay.
So they can go to columbiafashionweek.com, get involved and volunteer. And it has a lot of areas in which they can choose to volunteer.
Okay. So the actual Fashion Week is not until November, right?
Correct.
Okay. November what?
November 2nd through 8th.
Okay. But there's something going on in August, right?
Yes.
What is that?
So it is my first signature event.
Pop your collar.
It is the Front Row Brunch.
Yes.
And so this is going to be an annual signature event.
Okay.
Specifically produced by me. It is to be able to bring all of the community leaders, tastemakers like yourselves, creatives, business owners, bring them to the front row, have those front row conversations and talk about what it is that we need in Columbia. From a fashion standpoint, from a creative standpoint, how to bridge that gap to business, how to speak to our civic leaders in regards to filling in where those resources come from or help us connect those resources. And it's where you can find Columbia stylishly on the scene. So it's where those bold conversations are happening.
Yeah.
This is the room to be in. So that's why we want you to get your front row seat to those conversations.
How can they register for it?
So you can go on our website, columbiafashionweek.com, and actually reserve your seat. It's also found on Eventbrite, but it's called the Front Row Brunch, and it is Sunday, August 10th.
And I will be there.
Yes.
You hear that?
Yes.
I will be there. And I gotta find me an outfit.
You don't want to miss it.
You keep listen, man. You can't come without looking fly.
Exactly.
Okay? Come on. And you
ready.
gotta represent the queen.
And come with the questions. Come ready to ask those questions, find the answers to those questions, connect with your fellow Colombians. yeah, this is what I've been wanting, is really to get the right people in the room to have those conversations, and sometimes just to fill in those gaps and get your questions answered. So.
Listen, you doing it. You doing it.
Thank
High five
you.
on that.
Thank you.
You doing it. So there's a young lady at Calhoun County High School, maybe 16, 17 years old right now, right?
Okay.
And she may be struggling because she may not be self-confident, or she may lack confidence, right? May lack self-love. She has some ideas, but is scared to kind of come out of her shell, right? And she's just trying to find herself. What would that 17-year-old Jules say to that 17-year-old young lady?
There's a bigger world out there. So do not try to fit in anyone's box.
Come on.
Believe in yourself. Be exactly who you want to be, not who someone else wants you to be. That voice in your head.
Yeah.
Live her out loud.
Wow.
Live her out loud, and know that the world is much bigger for you to explore and for you to be yourself in. So start now.
Excellent. Good job. Thank you so much for that. And
Absolutely.
y'all, so I know, mentoring means a lot to me, right? And before we wrap up, it's very important to me to know who were some of your mentors who you had growing up that really encouraged you or inspired you to actually be in this position or feel confident when you are in a position like this.
That is interesting. I'm not gonna say I had mentors.
Good.
I had some great teachers.
Okay, good.
Coming through the school system, but to be honest, I didn't have mentors. I had quite a few people that I knew I didn't want to be like.
Ooh, say that again.
And so I am that person. I am the person who learns from what I observe.
Right.
And I take okay, I don't like that. So how do I not go in that direction?
Right.
Or how do I not get stuck?
Right.
And how do I make it out? Right. How do I create a different life than what I'm used to seeing?
I like that.
And so my mentor would be life. It was me creating my own way, me creating the life that I wanted and not what I saw. That's
dope. So we know, typically when you have runway shows, right? We know how at times from what I've seen, right? When the fashion show is over, the person who's running the fashion show normally comes out to this phenomenal standing ovation, correct? And they hand her something. Well, I have something for you today.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, and I want to say thank you for everything that you're doing for the city of Columbia, South Carolina. Okay, Fashion Week. Okay, you are really doing your thing. All right, and we appreciate you. We love you, and we will continue to support you.
Thank you guys so much.
You already know what it is. Listen, y'all, there it is right there. That is the phenomenal Juliette Muller. You can't call her Jules, but I can, okay? The CEO of Columbia Fashion Week is on the Community Vibes podcast. Yeah, you see it. You're jealous. I understand. Keep praying, and maybe it'll happen for you. But make sure that you follow her. Follow, and support, okay? And make sure on August 10th, you are in the building, all right? And listen, tune in for another impactful episode next week. But listen, might not get no better than this. I don't know. But until then, man, God bless y'all. Be easy.